Hi YouTube, Coinpicker here. Here are my flea market slash coin show finds. So the coin show was a couple weeks back, but just finally had a chance to make a video on it. Part of it is actually from my thrift store finds of late. So it's sort of like a combination video. First of all, had a great time at our club's coin show, or I should say coins and collectibles show. But really cool stuff. First of all, found this $10 bill from 1959 in Hong Kong. It's in okay condition. Actually paid 10 bucks for this. So $10 Canadian for $10 Hong Kong. So a little bit of staining in the back, but you know, these older bills are hard to get. And even though it's from 1959, just the design makes it appear older. Pretty cool. Some of my colleagues said that it's probably worth more than what I paid for sure. Maybe 20 bucks, 25 bucks, I don't know. Next of all, got this. Actually, it's funny, there's some stamp vendors, and when they have the odd bunch of coins for sale, usually it's priced very attractively. So there's a stamp vendor selling postcards and stamps and whatnot, and had a box of odd mint products. So this is the Royal Canadian Mint product, and it's basically a CD for newborn baby lullabies. And it comes with a sterling silver $1 coin. So we call it a loonie in Canada because of the bird. So that's for 5 bucks. I'm pretty sure just in silver value alone, that's worth $10. It's about 7 grams of sterling. So you can't go wrong. And it's a special coin, collector's coin. Looks proof. So yeah, definitely proof. So just for silver value alone, I doubled my money, and collector's value, I'm pretty sure this coin is probably worth about 30 bucks Canadian, maybe more. But just very tempted to crack that out and, from this packaging to put in my collection. But it might be worth more just leaving it as original. So what do you guys think about that? Any opinions? Well, moving on, got this 50-cent coin from the Yunnan province, 1920 to 1931. Again, this design was started, I think, in the turn of the century, like 1911, but they kept on issuing it into the Republic era. And I did not pay 50, I paid 45, but it's in really nice shape. I always pick these up when I see them, if they're priced fairly. Very good condition. Right, that's a nice one. And one of my friends had a table and was selling, well, actually most of the people there are my friends, club members. He had this on his table, and it is I think a sixpence. Charles I, 1625 to 1649, silver sixpence, $25. But I only paid $20 for it. So just a little bit bargaining, but it's funny because it really shows the history of why modern coins have those little milling, or those little serrations on the edge of the coins, like for quarters or whatnot. Because back in the day, you see how this coin looks a little wonky, because, you know, money changers or merchants, they would, well, the practice, you know, with some, I guess, sneaky people, they would actually clip a little bit of silver around the edge of the coin because it didn't have those kind of security features. So I think later on, you know, someone smartened up and started putting those little milling on the edges. And I think we still have it, even though we don't have silver coins in circulation. I guess it's like a tradition or a way to distinguish higher denomination coins. But you see, it just, you know, it doesn't seem like much silver, but if you do that to 100, let's say 200 coins, you start to amass a little pile of silver for free. That's a really cool coin. Can't imagine how many hands this coin passed through over the centuries. Like, that's what, 400, almost 500 years old. Was it five? Is my math correct? Let's say 500? Yeah, I guess. Let's see, well, close enough. Yeah, really cool and really cheap. All right, those are all the coins. Next, did some thrifting over the weekend. Picked up some cool stuff. Picked this up for $1 at a thrift store. And it's a pressed glass child's cup. And it shows a pointing dog pointing to that bird. And it's in great shape, you know, no chips or anything. Mixed in with the other cups and saucers and whatnot. $1. And this is actually from 1880. Yeah, from a known maker, glass maker. I thought for $1, why not? And it's worth probably about $20 to $25 Canadian. Truly an antique. And from the same place, I picked out this little sports-related pin for $1. And I'll just do a little bit of a close-up on it. And I believe it's probably from the 1950s. Oops. Here you go. Detroit, Michigan. And has this little football on it. So sports related stuff. I mean, this probably to the right person is like $15 to $20. Maybe I'm just being a little optimistic. For $1 as well, I couldn't go wrong. Let's put it right here. And at another place, I picked up some spoons. So first of all, I found this in their collector's case for $2. And I believe it's from Sweden. And it's engraved, which is a good sign, because if they engrave a silver-plated spoon, you'd probably see the brass underneath. So it has the name Judy Eileen. But the main thing is these hallmarks. So there's like 3 crowns. Let me see if I can focus a little bit better. So you got 3 crowns in this cartouche, which is for Sweden. And then you can't really see it, but there's this little diamond with the S in it, which is minimum 800 silver. And G9, I believe it dates it to like 1950 1957. So for $2, this is a pretty good piece of silver. 80% silver, probably like 7-8 grams, let's say 6-7 grams. At least, what, $8? $8 of silver, maybe 10. So this was pretty cool. And then these two I found from the same place, but in the $1 souvenir spoon box. So not in the case. So this one, I totally recognize it's Canadian. And I knew it's sterling right away because it's one of those really old ones from like, 1910, 1915. And it's from Winnipeg, and they have the old coat of arms or shield from the province of Manitoba. And it's enameled. And it says right on the back, very thin though, but cool. Antique, definitely an antique. You see traces of the word sterling, BM company, made in Canada. So that was cool. Not very heavy, but yeah, really old. At least 100 years old. That's definitely like a $20 bill right there. And this is not silver, but I only bought it because it was $1, and it says Rolex. I thought maybe I could flip it, someone would pay me $10 just because of the logo. Maybe I'll get 15 if I'm lucky. But there you have it. These are my finds. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Coinpicker out.